Hey, it's Yuli. I hope that everyone's doing well. Today we are here at our new location in Olathe. And today I'm going to be covering some important information for nutritional priorities, including what are the most important factors for your diet while you're training. As a caveat, I'm not going to be talking about specific foods that you should or shouldn't eat. I'm just going to be talking about nutritional content. I have a degree in exercise science, so I took classes on nutrition for human performance and exercise physiology, but I'm not a certified dietitian. So these are general recommendations. Let's jump right in. So when it comes to being a human being, you have three options when it comes to your weight. You can either maintain your current weight, gain weight, or lose weight. Now we all know how important it is for climbing to have a good strength to weight ratio, and there's really only two ways to improve your strength to weight ratio. It's either get stronger or lose weight. Whatever your goals are, here's a basic guide to help understand how nutrition affects your performance. In order for this information to be utilized properly, it's important that number one, you know what your daily caloric intake should be to maintain your body weight. I'll put a link in the description below, including a website in which you can calculate how many calories you should be eating per day. The second thing you need to do is to be able to read and understand nutrition labels. The third thing we need to be able to do is to track our daily caloric intake. So there's different apps that you can get with calorie counters. I don't personally use anything like that. I just listen to my body, and then you can use a scale, weighing yourself 1 to 2 times a week to just track progress over long term. Before we go any further, I just want to take a moment to say that the numbers that we're going to be seeing as far as the calories per day or the number that you see on the scale doesn't in any way determine the value that you have as an athlete, as a climber, as a person. We just want to view these things as tools for measurement so that we can track our progress and we can measure our goals. The most important thing in regarding to your nutritional priorities is going to be calories in versus calories out. So I've got this graph here. It's a rectangle, as you can see. Calories in versus calories out is going to be our red section here. And as you can see, it is the biggest section, covering about 50% of our graph or so. Regardless of anything else that you do or focus on with your diet, if your calories in versus calories out isn't right, then everything else is not going to be as significant or meaningful. So what I mean by that is all in regard to your goals, right? So we've established that you've determined what your daily caloric needs are, and then it just depends on your goals, right? So if you want to maintain your weight, then you should be having that daily caloric number or amount, and that's going to be meeting your calories in versus calories out because that's your goal is to maintain, right? So check, that's awesome. If you want to gain weight, then you need to have a surplus of calories that you're intaking versus outputting. So throughout your day, you're burning calories just standing around, talking, walking, and of course, during your physical activity, your training, you're increasing the physical output that your body's having, you're burning through calories, and so you're gonna need more calories to replace those, and also to build up what you've lost. Let's give an example. Let's say that for me, I should be intaking about 3,000 calories per day to maintain my current weight. Now, if my goal is to gain weight, then I should take a surplus of somewhere around 200 to 500 calories per day. And that's going to be a surplus that's going to be sustainable. So when it comes to maintaining changes with your body, it's important to not try to go too much too fast. So a slight modification of just a couple hundred calories is going to be something that's sustainable, where you could potentially be gaining a half a pound to a pound per week, right? That's totally reasonable. You shouldn't be trying to do anything where you're like gaining or losing 5 or 10 pounds in a short amount of time, because your body's not going to be able to sustain that. So it's going to be smaller chunks, but over a long period of time. And that's going to be sustainable change. So that's the most important chunk. If you just get this one thing right, you're going to be well on your way to making the gains or the losses that you're hoping to achieve with your body. The next most important chunk right here is going to be your macronutrients. All right, so for macronutrients, there's 3 kinds: carbohydrates, protein, and fat. In the calories that you're intaking, if you get the proper amount of your macronutrients, then that's gonna be the proper distribution for what your body needs. All right, so how do you know if you're intaking the proper amount of macronutrients? That's when it comes down to nutrition labels. You can see on the packaging of whatever food they're eating the amount of grams of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats that it has per serving. But just as a basic guideline, most people get enough carbohydrates and fats like really easily, not a problem. It's important to remember to try to have protein somewhere between 20 and 30 grams, depending on your body mass size, every meal. And that would be really great. It'd be so great. The reason why protein is so important is because it's the building block of the cells. And while you're working out, you're tearing down your muscle fibers and they need to rebuild. So it's important to have protein with every meal. So the next thing is nutrient timing. That just means when you eat the calories and the macronutrients throughout your day. Just a really general guideline is just like spaced out meals, somewhere between 3 to 5 hours, depending on the type of person that you are and how many meals that you eat each day. That's going to vary person to person. But the important part as far as nutrient timing is before your workout, you need energy to be able to work out, and post-workout, you need that fuel to rebuild. All right, so you can already see that just based on these 3 concepts, we're achieving a lot of our potential as far as the benefits that we can gain, the way that we organize our nutrition. So the next point on this green line here is micronutrients. So micronutrients are your vitamins, minerals, water. Those are all really important things for your body to function on a certain level of homeostasis and for your chemical processes, but it doesn't necessarily translate to gains as losses as much, but it is really important to have. This is just a good time to say, when you're properly hydrated, your body does literally everything better than when it's dehydrated. So hydrate. All right, our final, smallest, and least important sliver of our rectangle chart is supplements. That includes things like whey protein, creatine, your BCAAs, and different things like that. You can like pretty much open any health magazine and there's going to be like an article of like, oh, if you take this thing, it's going to really change and improve your workouts. But really, when it comes to those types of things, they're the least important things. And if you're not doing these things right, then you're not really going to see those benefits from those supplements. Those are kind of like, after the fact, if you're trying to squeeze every ounce of possible improvement that you can, then yeah, there's definitely some supplements that can help you, but it's going to be a small percentage in comparison to these other topics. All right, so that's pretty much everything that I wanted to tell you guys about today. In review, calories in versus calories out is the most important thing when it comes to your diet, followed by your macronutrients, the timing of your nutrition, your micronutrients, and any additional supplements that you're taking. If something didn't make sense or you have any questions, feel free to comment down below or shoot me a direct message or something if you have any questions or want to know more about this stuff. Again, the link for the Daily caloric intake calculator is in the bottom, so use that. Some people don't know, you know. What I mean is, I don't think a lot of people know how many calories they should be eating each day. So yeah, check out that calculator. It obviously varies on your level of physical activity, so that's important as well. But there's information to input your age, your gender, your weight, all that stuff. So check that out. Again, thanks guys so much for watching. I really appreciate every single one of you.